Welcome back, folks. Let's move into these last two shapes here, the teardrop shape and the leaf or eye shape. So again, we've been using the Simple Shapes tool, but there is no shape to make a teardrop or a leaf, so we've got to do something a little bit more custom here. This is going to require us to understand a little bit about the direct selection tool and anchor points. So I'm going to start real quick, just a real brief explanation, even though we're not using the pen tool. Whenever you work in Illustrator, you are making anchor points, whether you know it or not. So if I click with the pen tool, that is an anchor point, and then as I extend, there is a line or a path that's coming off of that until I get to my next point, and I can keep clicking and making as many anchor points, and it's essentially connect the dots. Now if I click and then I click and drag, that's going to give me these handles and allow me to not go from a straight line but to have a curve. So there's lots of interesting things we can do here. Let's talk about how to make these two shapes. So now that you understand at least a little bit of this idea of anchor points and handles on here. So let's go ahead and delete these that I just made, and let's dive into this teardrop. So I'm going to start with the ellipse tool. So let's grab that. I'm going to make a circle here. So I'm holding down Shift, and I'm going to use this as my template. I'm going to zoom in here nice and close so I can see what's going on. So I've got the circle, and this has 4 anchor points. I'm going to now switch from the regular selection tool to the white arrow, the direct selection. So I can see there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 anchor points right here. So I'm going to click on this anchor point right here, and I'm going to drag that up and get that up towards the top. So you can see that purple line popping up. That's your smart guide telling you, hey, maybe you want to keep this centered in the center of that circle, and I do. So I'm going to bring that up there. So now I have kind of this egg shape, and what I could do is I can grab this handle, and you can see this is kind of funky, but you grab that handle and you can start bending and manipulating the path between this anchor point and that anchor point. So it's kind of funky, it takes a little bit of practice. So I could basically take that handle and get rid of it, and it's going to make a point right here. So I can drag that all the way in, and I can get rid of those on both sides, and it makes this point, which works pretty well. So I wanted you to understand that you can do that. I'm going to undo real quick and pull those out. There is also a quick way to do this. So if you select the anchor point that you want to convert, I can go right over here where it says convert, and you've got 2 options: convert to corner or convert to smooth or curved. So it's already curved, so if I click on this one, that does the trick for me. It takes those handles and brings them right in. If I click on this one, it's going to pull those back out. So what that is doing is automatically taking these 2 handles and kind of bring those in and saying, hey, I want to go from a curve to a straight line or a corner right here. So that's basically all you have to do. And I now have that teardrop shape. I can move that down there. And again, I can duplicate that. So if I take that, and I'm going to go ahead and hold down Alt, duplicate it, and Shift X, and there we go. Got the teardrop shape. So let's try that right here. I could start with a circle, but I think this is going to be a little bit better if I start with an oval. So I'm not going to hold down Shift this time. I'm going to make an oval shape right here. Let's flip this to a stroke so we can see it a little bit better. I'm going to resize that a bit and get something close to what's there. And let's try that same technique. I'm going to click on my direct selection tool. I'm going to click on this anchor point, and I'm going to take these 2 handles and drag those until they disappear right there into the anchor point. So get rid of those, and like magic, that starts to follow that same path. I can click over here, and if I want to do it the easy way, pop right over here, click that, and boom, turns it into a pointed corner, and I now have that eye shape. So there we go. I now have the eye shape. I use that convert anchor point tool, and I'm going to copy and paste that sucker, put that right down here, Shift X to flip it over, and there we go. So you now know a little bit how anchor points work. The direct selection tool allows you to click specific anchor points in any given shape, and then you can manipulate the handles, and you can modify whether you want points or curves, and manipulate them either with a quick way over here or customize them depending on what it is you're trying to accomplish with that final product. So there you go, a little bit about anchor points and the conversion tool. And in the next video, we're going to go ahead and jump down to page 2 here and learn about the shape builder tool. So I'll see you in the next episode.